Good morning, Mark and Lou with the Extra Point of View. Good morning. We're breaking down SEC football, the coaching carousel. Crazy. I mean, I can't remember a year that's had as much turnover, turmoil. And then, of course, all of this relates back to, I think, some pretty significant moves as it relates to the SEC. And again, the SEC just keeps getting stronger.
Right.
For a lot of reasons. Although you guys had your the Georgia defense coordinator poached by the Pac-12, right? Oregon.
Yes.
Dan Lanton, and so you said that earlier that y'all been sort of waiting for this for a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're good, people start to take notice. So, I'm happy for him. Same, Mel Tucker. Don't want to make a lateral move, so getting those head coaching jobs at those big programs, kudos.
Yeah, it's huge.
And making a lot of money, so.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk. At some point, we need to talk about the money because it seems like it's jumped a couple of levels. In the last year, and I think Mel Tucker's deal was the one that caught everybody surprised. And I think all these guys should be sending Mel Tucker a Christmas card this year saying thanks.
Absolutely.
Because he made everybody a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Because now it's like it's $8 million a year sort of walking in the door.
Right.
Big splash, I guess, as it relates to the SEC was Brian Kelly leaving Notre Dame to come to the SEC.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah. In a lot of ways. Culture shock for him.
Well, yeah, absolutely. There was a YouTube video that was going around about his first sort of press conference there at LSU. I think his accent's gotten Southern pretty quick, right?
Yeah. I don't think you get any more Irish Catholic than Brian Kelly. So Notre Dame seemed like a really good fit, but.
And what was surprising, at least according to Notre Dame, is he didn't give them a chance to counter.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
He just gave them his notice that he was out the door that day.
Wow.
Which again, so that that's a question mark, especially when at that time. I mean, they were still in the hunt for the playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, if Cincy loses their playoff game, Notre Dame's in.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the attraction of being in the SEC, right?
I know. Yeah.
Playing with the big boys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Clemson has lost both offensive and defensive coordinators.
I know that makes you happy. Just a little bit.
I mean, we'll see. And I think, but it's what we talked about last time, the ability to restock. I mean, Saban's done it.
Right.
I mean, good gracious, look at his guys. I mean, they're spread everywhere, and they're winning programs. I mean, I don't even want to talk about Lane Kiffin, but a 10-win season, his first year at Ole Miss, first time they've ever had a 10-win season. You go through the list, Kirby's doing it, Jimbo Fisher, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Right.
I think it'll be interesting to see how Clemson is able to restock because obviously they've had a great 5-year run.
Right.
This year was a little off. Would they end up, though, 9-3?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't a dumpster fire. It wasn't Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
We have a mutual respect for Tennessee. Is that the best way to say it?
No.
Disrespect. Disrespect. So, Clemson's got to obviously fill some spaces. And then I guess the big one was Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Leaving Oklahoma, going to Southern Cal.
Big surprise. But we talked, California's got to be a little bit better than Oklahoma. So wouldn't be hard to get me to leave.
I'm leaving Norman, Oklahoma. I'm going to L.A.
Yeah.
I've got a house in Beverly Hills paid for, right?
Yep.
roughly $10 million a year of what they're telling us, right? And I'm sure he's got some perks and incentives, and was it the corporate jet 24/7? He and his family have access. So, why not go? Why not go?
Yeah,
and probably lower expectations, because the folks in Oklahoma only have OU.
Yeah,
folks in LA, I mean, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
He'll be playing Chip Kelly's UCLA team, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then obviously out of USC, and USC, I mean, they cut Clay Helton early this year, right? Was that 4 or 5 games in?
Yeah, September, I think.
And now he's just down the street in Statesboro, right?
Yeah.
And in the analysis that we saw, that was like one of the, the deal of the year, right?
I mean, A+.
Georgia Southern is going to be back, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. They had a 10-year run under Irk that was unprecedented, 5 or 6 national championships. Clay could be their guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's the interesting story of what happened down in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
And reading through the stats, I didn't realize that under Mullen, the previous 3 years, that they had played on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
3 years in a row.
Yep.
Won the SEC East last year. And man, I don't know what happened halfway through the season. I mean, the wheels came off.
Yeah. Lost control of the program. I don't even know.
Yeah, there was a phrase that was knocked around a little bit. He lost control of the locker room. And of course, I was there the night, South Carolina beat them. Yeah. Which, I hate to say it, but was sort of like, that was what the program couldn't take, right? South Carolina beat you. It's time for a radical change, right? And give credit to the South Carolina guys. They were playing above their head with a lot of emotion. We had 4 night games, home games this year, which was great. But it just seemed like there was a rub there somewhere that Dan Mullen just wasn't interested in being the coach anymore. The press conferences were weird.
Oh yeah.
You think is it a situation where you think the boosters are just pretty involved? And I know you and I talked about this a little bit, how much influence the boosters have, and how these guys have to play politics so much of the year, right? When their job is to win football games.
Yeah, that's what they're getting paid the big bucks for. And so if the boosters aren't happy, someone else is out. But then you got to bring someone else in and raise that paycheck even more. So,
and it seems like this guy Napier has got, he's got a great resume, right? Looks good on paper. Of course, Dan Mullen looked really good on paper too, right?
Right.
He was the quarterback whisperer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Tebow back at Florida. Offensive coordinator under Urban Meyer, won 2 national championships.
Yeah.
At Florida.
Well, have you seen all the stuff about Urban Meyer too?
Oh, well, yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe there's just...
Cheater.
Yeah, some of that filtering in. No, he's talking about how bad all of his coaches are and, show me your resume. All of his assistant coaches and stuff like that.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
When I see anything on Urban Meyer, I just delete it.
Exactly. But, I don't know, Dan Mullen, kind of part 2.
Yeah, well, and obviously there's more to it than we can see. If you end up, 6-6 after the string he's had, and you're out. Yeah. So a lot of politics, and with the money that these programs are investing, the programs want success. They want results.
Absolutely.
And it's not what you did for me yesterday, certainly last year. It's what you do for me today, and then more importantly, what are you going to do for me tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, money talks.
Money does talk. BS walks.
Yeah.
That's a wrap for today. Lou, great being with you.
Yeah, you too.
All right, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.